Hello friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti, everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Monday, Q&A, giveaways, all kinds of fun stuff tonight. That was some footage from 2018, back when I still lived in Charleston, from under the bridge. That was my favorite spot to fly in all of Charleston. Those pillars are about 80 feet high, and yeah, super fun, super fun spot. In the chat, there are many lovely people. The first one that was in there was Rick Cepeda, then C-Lab, Seth Patton, Free Range Chicken RC, Richard, Geo Fairbanks, Aaron FPV, Alec Dvornik is in the house, Chris Mel, Eric Stephanie, Free Range Chicken again, Aaron FPV, Richard LCV FPV, Tristan Stoneman is here, Chris Mel, Tiago Ramos, Alec Dvornik again, Ed K, LCV, Free Range Chicken, Metal Dirt Skin, Tweet FPV in the house, Flying Ram, Family Guyver, Eric Stephanie, T-Bird FPV, YouTube did the thing, FPV Trucker, Huckleberry, Guillermo's here, Michael Fitzhenry, Toxic FPV, C. Kirk, Eric Mangus, Airbender Guillermo again, Metal Dirt Skin, Aaron Johnson, FPV Trucker, Test Pilot, Doc Mustang Pilot 1, oh my god, okay, that's enough. Gotta get here early to get your name read. In the chat, a bunch of people have tagged me already. The way that you do that is by just typing my name. Really? It's not, okay, there we go. Hey, look at that. Yeah. Just like Alec did here, just type Ciotti FPV. You can use the @ symbol, but you don't have to. If you type Ciotti FPV, it'll light up in orange like that. And I'll know that you're talking to me. Otherwise, I'll think that you guys are talking amongst yourselves in the chat, and, you know, I don't want to butt in on that. Maybe you guys are talking shit. Talking about how gangly I am. I don't want to, you know, I want to give you guys your space. Safe space. Safe space. Alec tagged me first. You said, ready for another Monday night stream. Aaron FPV said, thanks for your contributions to the hobby. Thanks for saying that, Aaron. Much appreciated. Thanks for having a similar first name to mine, but you've got the normal spelling. I've got the spelling that I have to explain all the time. Tristan Soman says, will be joining your Patreon real soon. You've helped me out so much over the live stream, Instagram, so worth it. Thank you, Tristan. Much appreciated. Free Range Chicken says, looking forward to CID FPV. Glad to be back to more normal Monday night schedule. There we go. Don Ladd says, hello. Dustin Gable says, what's up? Airbender says, what's up? Remy Tim says, hope you're having a great day. I know I am. Good to hear that. Daniel Maurer. Metal Dirtskin says, I have a Mazda 3. I've done that landing on the cargo shelf a bunch of times. Yeah, it's the best thing about a hatchback, is having a table to fly off of, right? FPV Trucker typed at Ciati, but he forgot the FPV. Sometimes I see when you guys just type my name. If you put the FPV on there, it'll light up in orange. And I'll definitely see it. Family Guy for saying, hey, Copter 612 asking if I've flown the T-Motor 1103. I have not, Copter 612. 1103 is an interesting motor size. It's I don't know. I haven't found a home for 1103s yet. I think there's a chance that 1103 is a good choice for the 75, like the 75 Tiny Whoops. That prop size, I think it's like 1.4 inch or something weird. 1103s might be good for that. They're definitely not quite enough for a 2-inch prop, which is the next step up, a 2-inch 3 or 4 blade. They would work on a 2-inch bi-blade, but I don't think that's a thing. I don't think anybody makes 2-inch bi-blades. But yeah, 1103 is kind of in a weird spot, but I have a set... I think, yes, I got a set of Beta FPV 1103s that I'm going to try on these two guys, which use that propeller size. So yeah, stay tuned. This week's Whoop Wednesday, which is this Wednesday, go figure. I got a lot of stuff to do, so that's going to be a big-ass stream. That's probably going to be like a 6-hour stream this Wednesday. So I'll try to get it started as early in the day as I can. So, 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'll try to do it a lot earlier than that. Oh, somebody asking about the giveaways. Thank you. At 10:30, the giveaways are going to happen. So we got 20 minutes. Here's how it works. 3 of the giveaways are for patrons, and then the 4th giveaway is Super Chat and or PayPal based. I'll set like a price, like $2 or $3 or $4 or $5, and then you do a Super Chat or PayPal me that amount. That gets you put on the wheel, and that's the 4th giveaway that's open to everybody. The first 3 giveaways are over on Patreon. I do that to make it a million times easier for me to get in touch with people. It also allows me to let you guys enter specific tiers that you want. If you only have Tiny Whoops and Toothpicks, you can go $5 a month on my Patreon and just be entered into those giveaways. If you only fly 3-inch rigs and Cinewhoops, you can do the $10 a month tier to only be entered into those prizes. And then I also have a $20 a month tier for the 5-inch prizes. I do that because I buy all this stuff. Well, not all of it. I buy a lot of this stuff. And then, yeah, each different tier, like the stuff that I buy has different prices. And different values. So yeah, and then if you have all the above and you want to super duper support me, there's a $30 a month or up tier that puts you onto all the giveaways. So you'll get entered into 3 giveaways every other Monday. And then the other thing that we do on the Super Chat giveaway that's open to everybody is there's a set of Tweed FPV transmitter grips. That's super, super amazing that Dan hooks us up with those. So huge shout out to Tweed FPV. If you don't know who that is, just type it into YouTube and you'll have found yourself an amazing channel with fantastic content run by a super cool guy that makes the coolest and most colorful transmitter skateboard grip tape in the game. Hey Dan, if you're still in here, do you make it for this yet? I don't know how you would, because there's quite the compound curve going on here. But, yeah. I have one of these now. Yes, you do, he says. I knew you'd get back to me quick. Okay, cool. I'm going to be... I myself am going to be going on Etsy and searching for Tweet FPV, and then I'm going to find his store on Etsy and order myself some... I forget what this is called. But you guys probably know because you're more knowledgeable about current events than I am. I put my head down and get all crazy with the minutia of micros and all this funny stuff, and I don't have time to keep up on the news, so I rely on you guys. And it works really well because you guys are awesome. Light 2, that's what it's called. The Beta FPV Light 2. Alex says, hard schedule today? We'll remind you. Yeah, I totally fucking forgot to schedule the stream. I don't know, for some reason I just thought I didn't think that I'd already done it. I just didn't think to do it. And then at like 9:50 I kind of looked at the computer and I was like, did I sit there and do the thing? Fuck! It's just like, I had to turn all the lights on. I'm like, Kristen, can you help me? So, yeah, that's how the giveaways are going to work. We're going to do those in 18 minutes. So get on over, check out the Patreon page. You can get to the Patreon page from CiatiFPV.com. There are also a whole bunch of other ways on there to support me. If you'd like me to continue doing the amount of content that you've gotten from me over the last 6 or so months. That's roughly, I got laid off at the very beginning of the pandemic, and Joshua said to me, if not now, then when? In reference to kind of trying to make a thing out of FPV, and I said, yeah, that's exactly right. So I've been trying to do it full time ever since. It's been a hell of a journey. I'm close, but I'm not quite there. So I'm just going to keep pushing as hard as I can. And if those of you that already support me continue to support me, and then if a couple of you new folks come on board, I can probably swing it. So yeah, CiatiFPV.com has a million ways you can help me out with that. You can hit Fiverr over there. I want to work for you. I just did a hour-long session today with Tiago, where we planned out 3 specific builds, and I helped him sort of organize where the components are going to sit in those builds. That's something I've done. Christ, I'm probably in the hundreds by this point of different builds and laid things out in different ways. So I'm pretty good at kind of figuring that out to try to get you the best video signal and just, yeah, it's sort of the subtlety of building. Once you've done enough builds, you start to kind of pay attention to like, well, what if I take the flight controller and do this with it? Oh, that puts the USB port on the bottom. Oh, and this is an Acrobrat frame where it's a clean dirty system, so the carbon could maybe hit the flight controller. Now that I have the USB port on the bottom, it won't destroy the USB port if that happens. Stuff like that, like super specific stuff that can mean the difference between a, you know, $20, $30, $40 ESC getting smashed, or flight controller getting smashed and broken. Hey, you know, maybe that just paid for itself. So yeah, over on Fiverr, I'm also doing flight instruction. That's the one thing that I really want to do, is just help people fly to their highest level. And yeah, we're doing that in Velocidrone. We come into Velocidrone, I share my screen. I can spectate your screen. I can see your stick overlay. You can see my stick overlay, and then we spend a half an hour, flying around. You ask me questions, I show you different things that I do, give you ideas, and yeah, pro level flight instruction. In the motorsports world, it costs hundreds of dollars to get an instructor for the weekend at a track day. All right, people, let me scroll right back up here. I think I'm actually close to being caught up. I am. Johnny J says, we're just talking about you. I'm assuming in the chat. Eric Mangus, no, Guillermo is being a lunatic. Buddy Flank says, thanks very much. What is Why? Work! Thanks for answering my question in Bardwell's stream. There we go. Mark Kunoff says, okay, $1 million, here we go, lol. FPV Ghost says, what's the giveaway? Yeah, here's the giveaway stuff. On the Tiny Whoop tier, it's going to be a Beta FPV camera and VTX setup, along with their really stout canopy. They have these new canopies that are this, like, kind of textured plastic material that are really, really strong. And then also there's a set of Beta FPV 0802 17,500 kV motors, and 2 sets of the 75 propellers. That's the Tiny Whoop tier, $5 a month. And then on the $10 tier, we've got a set of these HDLRC 1407. What's the KV on these little fellows? 3,600 KV. These motors have a funny story behind them. These are from McManus FPV. Check him out here on YouTube. He's my best friend in the world. He's who got me into the hobby. These were the first set of motors on an Acrobat that were ever able to produce clean RunCam split footage. I almost kept these just for sentimental reasons, but I would rather see these creating clean footage on somebody else's Acrobat. So yeah, really nice set of motors for rigs that are going to be 240 grams all up to like maybe 320, maybe 350 if you really pushed it. And then this is pretty much like one of every set of Cinewhoop propellers. The Gemfan 5 blades, the Gemfan 3 blades, the HQ 3 blades, and then these wacky HQ 4 blades, which aren't really Cinewhoop props, but they're, you know, propellers. So yeah, there you go, a little Cinewhoop power pack for the $10 a month tier. $20 a month 5-inch tier, courtesy of Super Deluxe. He sent this Remix frame on over, and I don't even know where this came from, but this, I'm 99% sure that this is the TPU for the Remix. I can't possibly imagine any other rig that this would be for. Yeah, pretty sure this is for the Remix. And then our super chat tier, which I haven't set the dollar number on, is one of these awesome little bunch of stuff that's like nice to have in your bag. A little stubby antenna, super small, just really good to have. Left-hand circular polarized UFL antenna. Left-hand circular polarized doesn't get used very much until it does. Rampage, for example, everybody that had left-hand circular polarized stuff had a really good experience at Rampage because not many people had it, so they had cleaner video than everybody else. So it's just kind of nice to have. Awesome little FPV Exchange micro SD card holder, some UmaGrip, the Team Black Sheep version of the UmaGrip, so it's got the TBS logo, and then this awesome little pack of stuff from Newbie Drone, a bunch of stickers. They're really nice lanyard. Newbie Drone's lanyard is like this ultra soft. It's really a very comfortable lanyard, and it's got this huge Fastex buckle on it. And then one of their super gnarly battery straps, too. I said that very strange. Battery straps. My mouth is a real fucking dumpster fire tonight. Just a big, hot mess. Wouldn't have it any other way. Now that I showed you guys the stuff, I could just put it away. And then we'll just spin the wheel. This will be different. Usually I wait too long to show you guys the stuff. Scrolling down, YouTube is going to do the thing in 3, 2, 1. No, it didn't. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to call you Ami. Ami says, what's your favorite 0802 motor if you ever fly those? I have not been able to tell a difference between the 802, the 0802s that are the same KV. That being said, the Happy Model 0802s are 25,000 kV, which is the highest kV that you can really get. I mean, they're Tiny Whoop every once in a while, tinywhoop.com every once in a while does have 27,000 kV 0802s, but they sell out in like 3 seconds. And so yeah, they're sort of vaporware in that weird way. But yeah, if you're gonna get 0802s, get the Happy Model 25,000 kV 0802s. If nothing else, you can use the motor scaling in Betaflight if you don't want all of that power. If you get those and you put them on and it's too much, you can scale them down. With all the other motors, you can't scale them up. So if you get any other motor and it doesn't make enough power for you, you're screwed. Whereas with the Happy Model motors, you can adjust your power level. I run them at full McGillicuddy, and they're fantastic. I absolutely love them at full stink. Battery life blows, but who cares? They're Tiny Whoop batteries. You fly it back to yourself, you land it on top of your transmitter, you pick it up, unplug, remove, put fresh, plug, and you're back in the air. I get like 1.5 to 2 minutes, and if I got 30 seconds, I still wouldn't care, because it's 30 seconds of the best performance possible, right? Yeah, just one man's opinion. Matthew Savu says, keep on trucking. Eric Allen FPV says, yo, what's up? Nestor says, now do your Australian accent. No. William Barlow says, what are your thoughts on Mobula 6/7 lights? Great idea in theory. I don't know. I like the grip of 4-blade propellers. Yeah, we're gonna have a big Whoop discussion this Wednesday. Come to the Wednesday stream, William, and we will go off the reservation with Tiny Whoop info. Tiago Ramos says, my Mobula HC7 HD uses the 1103s. It is a beast. I didn't even realize that anybody... Yes, I did. That's right. The damn thing comes with them. That's right. Okay. So the Tiny Pusher from Full Speed, I completely forgot. It comes with 1103s. But the KV is way too low. That's the problem with these guys. I moved it over to Newbie Drone Flow 1202 11,420 kV motors, and they're a little bit vibey. But I don't want to blame the motors. I blame this quad. It's got a 16x16 flight controller and ESC that are hard mounted, and hard mounting is a horrible idea and causes lots and lots and lots of problems, as evidenced by this thing flying like a sack of potatoes. So yeah, I don't I'm very tempted to get the Talon 16x16 stack and swap that in, because that has you can put rubber grommets in that one to get the flight controller not hard mounted. But I don't know. I didn't realize that this was a 16x16 stack when I asked Nick Burns to buy it from him. And then he just sent it to me for free, because that's the kind of guy that Nick is. Yeah, I'm very torn on this rig. I think it's the right size to carry an Insta360 Go, and I like the location of the Insta360 Go on it. It's not so far forward, but it's kind of just in the right spot. But yeah, the fact that they built this for a 16x16 stack really is bad. Like, yeah, I just don't... This is not the way, I don't think. Yeah, and you know what? If I do that, if I swap this over to a Talon, I'm gonna have to direct solder the motors, and like... So I don't know. I don't know about this thing. Maybe I'll just keep... Oh. I just figured it out. So, since this is a hard-mounted flight controller, this is sort of the worst-case scenario for vibrations. So this is going to be a platform to test micromotors on, to see which ones run the smoothest, right? Because this has no, like, this is going to be very, like, motors that are coggy aren't going to fly worth a shit on this rig because the flight controller is hard mounted. And with the really small micromotors, it's hard to feel whether they're notchy or coggy. You kind of have to do the test in the edit that I had with the shooting high speed footage. So that's kind of cool. There's a use for everything. You just need to find it. Speaking of finding things, look what I found. The Caddx Tarsier that I was looking for yesterday. So I don't have to build this thing. I don't have to go crazy getting longer front standoffs, different camera plates cut in order to run a Runcam hybrid in this. I'm just going to drop this Caddx Tarsier. This is the FPV Crate QAV S Mini, and I'm not going to build it with these 3-inch arms. I'm going to wait for the 4-inch arms. The 4-inch front arms are dead catted back a little bit, and I'm hoping that there won't be much / any propeller in view, because this is a really cool little this will be a really cool little 4-inch frame. This is not it's a little heavy for a 3-inch frame in my opinion, but for a 4-inch frame I think it's really perfect. And yeah, and it's even got 20x20 in the rear for hopefully someday, if I can afford to go over to DJI, this can become. Oh, but then we lose the Tarsier. That sucks. When are they going to come up with a? When are they going to release a DJI just VTX that you can just feed video into? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be cool? Or, yeah, I don't know, because the Tarsier is going to get better quality HD than, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a cool comparison. Have you guys seen anybody do that comparison? Like Tarsier, Runcam hybrid, DJI onboard. Oh, I'd have to pull the DVR off the goggles with the small 20x20. I'm sure there are more DJI things coming. Eric Allen says hello. Nestor says, do your Australian accent. I refused. I am not in the right spot in this chat. Dragonfly Guy, here we go. How much to ship you my quad so you can lay some voodoo tune skills on it? Your tune seems so silky smooth. Dragonfly Guy, jump over to my Fiverr page, and I have a Fiverr gig specifically to tune your quads with you. We'll do a half-hour or hour-long Skype or Zoom or phone call or Discord or whatever we have to do to just talk for half an hour. I have a whole bunch of questions that I'm going to ask you about, like who your favorite pilots are, whose style you want to emulate, where do you fly, what do you fly, a whole bunch of things to kind of get me dialed in on what your tune should be, and then we'll work together taking your tune where it's at right now. I'm going to ask you stuff like, what's the quad do really well, what's the quad not do so well, and then yeah, I can take your tune as it is right now and tweak it to be a lot better for your intended use, for your flying style, for where you fly, for what you fly. Thanks for the question, because that was a free shill for for CiatiFPV.com, which is where you can find the link to my Fiverr gigs, or just go to Fiverr and search for CiatiFPV. Airbender FPV says, hey man, just finished building up my first race drone. It's a 6S Floss. Ooh, going OG with the Floss. I've been meeting all kinds of flyers down here in Florida. Very cool, Airbender. Did you do the V3 floss with the crazy metal bottom plate thing? T-Bird tagged me but put a space in between so it didn't show up, but I'm such a goddamn baller that I saw it. He says they come on the Beta 75X and the 85X 1103 motors. God, I had no idea. Alec Dvornik said, oh, we got that. Hard schedule today. Tweet says, yes. YouTube did the thing. Scrolling back up. Go-Kart Mozart says, I upgraded the antenna on that same radio. It seems to help. It seems to have helped signal strength. Go-Kart Mozart, are you talking about this? I've only used this in the simulator. I haven't actually I haven't bound it to anything yet. But yeah, there's no... Where the hell's the antenna? Is it... so they're just... they just buried the antenna inside, I guess? That's... dumb. And I wonder why none of these companies send me anything. Copter 612 says, what are the giveaways today? Copter, I have a feeling you asked that before I showed the giveaway stuff. It's 10:30. Why didn't my phone go bananas? I have a thing on my phone that's supposed to go... Oh, I turned it off. That would explain it. That would explain it. Now it's back on. Okay. Gonna blast through the chat and then we're gonna do the giveaways. Here we go. Full speed ahead. This will last about 2 questions and then I'll forget and talk for a half an hour about one of these questions. Ready? And go. Dustin says, I'm a Patreon now finally. Tweet FPV, you're next. Mike Chin says, what's your OnlyFans? It's just pictures of my feet, Mike. Mike Chin is now a moderator so that his name shows up in blue because he's famous. And I like famous people to really stand out in the chat so that I can treat them better than the rest of you. That's not true. I treat everybody the same. Nestor says, Australia accent or does Josh got you beat? He has me beat. Yeah, I just won't do it well. And it'll just make everyone angry. Ruby Tim saying it's linked at ciatifpv.com. Tweet FPV says, check your Facebook Messenger. I just saw it when I picked up my phone. Tweet, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mark Kunoff says, I lust for those Acrobat motors. FPV Trucker says, will the Vista work in a V1 Acrobat? I do not think so, FPV Trucker. Don't quote me on that because I'm not on the DJI thing, but I'm pretty sure mainly because the V1 Acrobat is very tight. Like that's what she said. Just everything, yeah, it's just very tight. That's what she said. Yeah. Sammy Rivera saw a ghost. That wasn't a ghost. That was my wife. Her name's Kristen. She is... I don't know. Over there.
Hello.
Can't think of anything super interesting to say about her.
No, that's pretty much it, guys.
I was going to say you're out there working, but I don't want to lie.
For once, I'm not.
Yeah. Metal Dirtskin says, all the DJI stuff is left-hand super... Oh, fucking asshole mouth. Piece of shit. If it's UFL, it might work on a Vista. Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't even think about that. Mark Kunoff says, dumpster fire mouth, it's a slogan. Flying Brian saying, what's up from... what's the name of that town? Myrtle Beach. Mustang Pilot 1 with a $4.99 super chat. He says, support and entered for giveaway. Thanks, Ciati. I guess the giveaway, the fourth giveaway is going to be $5. Mustang Pilot just did the hard work for me and set the fourth giveaway entry at $5. But wait, I got to put Mustang Pilot on here because he already did it, and otherwise I'll forget. Let me just get the wheel up here. Oh, come on, wheel. Come on, wheel of names. I might as well open the Discord, too, because while I'm doing a couple things to get everybody's names on the wheels, I play your guys' video. That's one of the other great things about joining my Patreon page is it'll give you a link over to the Discord channel, and when you join the Discord channel, you're a better person. No, you're not a better person. You just get access to all the other lovely people in the chat and, like, maybe twice a week me, but maybe only once a week because I always forget about Discord. And it's called the Video Collective. It is a patron-only text channel over on the Discord page. So, yet another perk of joining the Patreon page. Was that a big enough eye roll for you guys? See, I said I was going to go fast through chat, and now I'm... Why is... Oh, come on now. Internet. Really? Just be cool for a minute, Internet. Just be cool. Dustin Gable says, check your new Patreon, showing my support. Thank you, Dustin. Much appreciated. And Mike Chin says, hit me up in a private message. I'll help you out with a discount. Thank you, Mike. That is very cool of you. Let me get a quick reminder going here because I'm about to answer 84 more questions, and there's a snowball's chance in hell that at the end of that onslaught and assault from these lovely people I will remember. But if I go here and just type in Mike Chin, I think we've talked before on Facebook, right, Mike? Nope. Alright, Mike, I'm going to add you as a friend. How the fuck are we not friends? For shame. I don't know who's worse. Me or you? Me. I should have been the one to reach out. Hey! Deals on Heli Direct. Wait, no, giveaways. Wait, no, we'll talk about that later. Jason Crabtree says, does it have black box? I don't remember what we were talking about, Jason. But if it has anything to do with a whoop, it's not going to have black box, which makes me want to scream. Dragonfly Guy says, 121 watching, all eyes on you, bro. I told my whole family. They're not here, but just saying. Alex says, time check. Mark Kunoff says, holy Shazbot, a vibration reference point. Yeah, exactly. Right, that's exactly what it could be. Huff19 says, what's up? Richard says, my dad's got an Ishin E1111 for some reason. LOL. Oh, got me an Ishin E111 for some reason. Here's the reason. That's the reason right there. So that you go on FPV Exchange and sell it and get something better. Mark says DJI DVR, even the air unit is no comparison to a GoPro. Even from the air unit is no comparison to Yeah, I mean, nothing's going to compare to a GoPro, but maybe to a Tarsier and a Runcam hybrid. Maybe. Captain Big Tooth. So great. The imposter is back and talking shit about my noodle arms. Alright, I see how it is, you bastard. Mustang Pilot 1 says, giveaway time. Dustin Gable says, need to do some vocal warm-ups. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. I can't believe I just said that. Mark, without stumbling, Mark Kunoff says, moving from high camera angle to 15 to 20 degrees, a huge revelation for my flying. Lots of new muscle memory. Yeah, changing FPV camera up tilt is, it's tough. It takes a while. Ben T just joined the Patreon and did a $5 super chat. Thank you, Ben T. Samuel Rivera does a $5 super chat and says, never give up. It is just mushmouth like times 1,000 right now. Metal Dirtskin says, I just upgraded to the $20 tier today. Thank you, Metal. You are the man. You're going to win. I know it. William Barlow, every time I say that, it comes true. So you're welcome, Metal. Or I'm sorry if you don't. William Barlow says, my Acrobrat weighs 294 all up weight with 1407 3600 kV. Is that about right, or am I too heavy for that size motor? Yeah, my problem is less with the motor in your scenario and more with the fact that that frame is going to blow up. Don't crash that rig. Fly that like a more cinematic rig. That's not a basher rig. You will break that bottom plate quick at 294 all up. Other than that, you're good to go. Just, yeah, not a Bando Basher Lauren Rose says, I have a Crossfire Micro TX V2 and a TX16S, and there's a buzzing, humming sound coming from the speaker when the Crossfire TX is powered on. Yeah, that's just, that's the sound of ball cancer. Because, you know, we hold it down by our balls. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Yeah, that's just the Crossfire being a big angry, shouty RF device. My QX7 does it as well. Go-Kart Mozart says the Beta Lite got a PCB sticker for an antenna. It's got a UFL, so it's an easy swap. That's pretty cool. If it's a PCB sticker, though, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's not that bad. Scroll. T-Bird.FPV says she is wonderful and beautiful. He knows because he has hung out here. Scroll. YouTube did the thing. Scrolling back up. Nope, I'm at the bottom. Chibi Kaiju says, any recommendations for a 1S Whoop board with the new, for a new Baby Tooth build, having trouble finding one that's reliable? Chibi, I'm looking for one too. I'm looking for a 1S Whoop board with Crossfire, or with a built-in VTX. The Newbie Drone AIO is okay. The problem is they're using PH 1.0 non-standard motor connectors, so the only motors that you can use are their 0802s, which are not in the right KVs. So basically with the Newbie Drone AIO, you have to break the motor connectors off and direct solder Tiny Whoop motors to it. And that's really hard to do, like straight up. If you're not really confident at soldering, or if you're just not really good at soldering, to be honest with you, it's going to be really difficult. And it's going to make you want to stab everything. And, you know, I try to not have you guys stabbing each other. So yeah, and then there's the new Mobula boards, but they moved one of the goddamn motor connectors over, and it hits on a lot of the frames. So there's like every frame that I've put the new Happy Model Whoop AIOs in, it hits on the frame, and you can't fly it like that because it's basically hard mount. It's even worse than hard mounting. I don't know. I'm very frustrated with Tiny Whoop AIOs right now. If you couldn't tell. B-Man is in the house. Mark Kunoff says you're on tonight. Thank you. Huff19 says, I use the same flight controller as my Mobula 6 for my Ladrone pickle build. And then Jason Crabtree says, you can put foil tape on the inside, have the QX... You can put foil tape on the inside of the QX7 case, and it will stop the noise from Crossfire. Ah, okay. And then Super Deluxe is here. What's up, Super? He says, I hard mount you. And then Chibi says, thanks for the 1S board thoughts. It's been frustrating. Any opinions on the new HGLRC 1S Whoop board? I didn't even know that they had one. But HGLRC put their money where their mouth is. I said something smart-assed about their components catching on fire, and their response was to say, hey, we're going to send you a bunch of our stuff for free so you can test it. And I said, well, cool, okay. That's confidence, or you got nothing to lose because I'm already trashing on you. Either way, they sent me a bunch of their stuff, and I'm a little bit more interested in HGLRC now. It's been like 2+ years since all their gear caught on fire on me, so maybe their stuff is great now. Time to do some giveaways. In the Discord channel, group, board, whatever the hell it's called. Here's the video collective. I'm going to be lazy and go all the way to the bottom and grab Remy Tim's link, fearless moderator, and just general good guy. Mr. M. Alright. Daniel's edit's going to get played. Proton to Go's edit's going to get played. I know that I should go from the oldest to the newest, but I'm not. and you can't stop me. Aber the Ham with an Instagram link. Now we're talking. I'm down with that. That is fine by me. Whatever you guys have to do to get your flight footage up, just get your flight footage up, man. We want to see it. There's a lot of people that are the exact same skill level that you're at right now. There's even a whole bunch of people that are a little bit below your skill level that will watch you fly and be amazed and comment nice things on your video. So do it. And then if we have time for a fourth, it's going to be Loon with some DVR of the last rip of 2020. I'm going to mute these videos so that the YouTube giants don't crush my head. Oh, and then I guess we might as well play this, this one too, right? I didn't even get a chance to watch this yet. This is a working prototype of the linchpin. Very, very cool. I played the... Oh, there it goes. It's rotating. Wow. Wow. How the hell? I saw the one of him flying it in his room, and I was like, okay, if he can fly this damn thing in like a little room, then I mean, like, done, because outside it's gonna rip. Okay, so I need to do a thing. Where'd the window go with all the? There it is. Okay, so I need to pull this over here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna play a couple videos for you guys, and I'll be right back, and we'll do some giveaways. First up is Remy Tim. I'm gonna put my own music over this. If I can find the tab to Epidemic Sound. There we go. It's going to be dreamy, and it's going to be mysterious. And it's in the beats genre. Hopefully it doesn't suck. I'll be right back. This is actually so bad that I have to put... I'm not going to listen to that. And I'm certainly not going to make you guys listen to it. Is this going to be a little bit better? Oh. Oh. Cool with this. Alright, back into it. Alright, well, we're gonna have... I've been waiting this whole time for Wheel of Names to start working. I need it to work so that I can do this. It's a fucking randomizer wheel. Like, what? How, why is this so difficult? Whoa, there we go. Great. Okay, so the tab that I had, oh, of course, now it all works. So, sure. It's me. I'm the asshole. That's what it is.
Out of the blue, you're in it too, you're in it too. I surrender. Lay me down. Crack hardwood floors. Not one single door. I surrender.
There you guys go. I've got everybody on the wheels. Let's get the giveaways rolling. Last one you saw there was Loon _FPV. Then we had a little bit of Aber the Ham. Looks like he's just Aber the Ham over on Instagram. And then we had Proten to Go, PROTTENTOGO, slaying that that little jungle gym. And then we had Roomy Tim surfing around in the mountains of either Colorado or Asheville. Looks like, yeah, I don't know, actually. I don't know. Looking in the description. Description doesn't tell me. I'm flying somewhere. And there's the Arducopter. Here comes the wheel. Don't need epidemic sound anymore. And where's the chat? Here's the chat. Okay. Mark Kunoff says, example of that lower camera angle on that last one. Loon's, I'm guessing you're talking about Loon's video? Yeah, with... You guys ready? Let's do some giveaways. First up, we've got the $5 tier. Here are the list of names. If you'd like to check, you certainly can. You guys can rewind. I cannot. So I'm going to do this quickly. If you'd like to check to make sure you're on there, you can use the rewind feature. There you go. Alec Dvornik is on all the wheels because he is getting time codes for us, which makes these streams infinitely more watchable. Well, rewatchable, I should say. I'm going to hit the shuffle button a bunch. Again, if you're just joining us, this is our first Patreon giveaway from the $5 a month Patreon tier. Great, Patreon tier. It is a couple, two different sets of the Beta 75 propellers, a Beta FPV. Did I say Beta? What did I just say? Two different sets of 75 propellers. Beta FPV VTX and camera and canopy, and then also their 0802 17,500 kV motors. And the winner shall be randomly chosen in 1 second. I think it's going to be Kevin Young. I was completely wrong. It's Kyle Newcomb. No, it's not. It's Ben Thornton. It's Kyle Newcomb. It's Kyle Newcomb. Congrats, Kyle. I think I just sent you something. I think I literally taped a package up today. Looks like I'll be sending you something else, Kyle. I will write your name on here and then shoot you a message on Patreon for your address, although I'm certain that I already have it, so I probably won't even bother messaging you because I should be able to just type Kyle into stamps.com and it'll guess the rest of your address. Congratulations, Kyle! Aren't you glad you became a Patreon? Next up, we've got... Oh, I showed you guys the thing when I was on small camera. Next up, we've got the $10 a month micro brushless tier set of HGLRC 1407s. For the record, also, I've joked about this before, but these motors, there's like sort of an inside joke that these motors are the only half decent, or the only thing the HGLRC's ever made that doesn't kind of catch on fire. And then a bunch of the, like one of all of the Cinewoop props like we showed before. That wheel is over here. Here comes your opportunity to make sure that you're on there, but I'm sure that you are because I just click a button in Patreon and it spits out a list of everybody. So if you're not on there, you got to kind of take it up with Patreon anyway. Can't do much. Ready? And go! Predictions. Brian Ladmiral wins. Done. Congratulations, Brian. You've... Oh, good. Okay, good. Congratulations, Brian. You've won a package of stuff that's going to cost you a bunch of money if you don't already have a Cinewoop. Congrats. I will shoot you. I probably also have your address, Brian. Brian. Ladmiral. Congrats, Brian. You got you some stuff coming. And next up, we got the 5-inch tier, courtesy of our boy, Super Deluxe. Huge shout out. He's in the chat. Go subscribe to him, or I will stab you in the eyeball with the weapon of my choosing. Remix frame and Remix TPU that I just happen to have sitting around. That if this isn't the TPU for this, I don't know what it is. Hey, Super Deluxe, you can tell me for a fact. This is the TPU for the Remix, right? That's what it looks like, right? Right? Right. That's this tier. And here's everybody that's on this tier. If you'd like to check. And away we go. Goats! Maniac wins. Congratulations, Maniac! You've won! I'm going to send you a message on Patreon, write your name down on here, and then send you a remix. No, it's not a remix. Yes, it is a remix. MANIAK. And now, we've got the Super Chat tier. The way the Super Chat tier works is... Or was I just going to put this right here? What am I doing? The way the Super Chat works is I tell you a dollar amount, and then if you want to jump in on this giveaway, you send me that number of dollars. Somebody already kind of chose the $5 as the number, so that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a $5 Super Chat starting now. I don't go backwards in time. And give you credit for the previous $5 Super Chats, because, you know, the theory being, like, those were Super Chats that you were just supporting me with. You know, now I'm saying, hey, Super Chats from now on are going to be going on the wheel. So let's get this here, that there, and... All right, away we go. Toxic FPV is first. He says, I'm going to win this. I do need to scroll up and grab whoever it was. Ben T. Oh, so here's the other thing. YouTube takes 30% if you don't want them to take 30%. I'm cool with it, but if you're not cool with it, you can go to CIDFPV.com, scroll down, there's a PayPal button, and you can PayPal me. If you do the PayPal option, make sure that you do what Remy Tim just said, and tag CIDFPV in the chat and say, hey, I just sent it to you. I am going to open up my email, but I also want you to do it in the chat. And there's my email. Holy shit, I've never seen the chat do that before. Did you guys see that? That was cool. Let me go up and see who it was. Oh, for this for this giveaway. FPV Exchange micro SD card holder, left-hand circular polarized UFL Axie 2, Grip with the TBS logo on it, Newbie Drone, beautifully soft lanyard strap, Axie little stubby, save your butt in a pinch in a bag, and some other Newbie Drone little goodies in here, some stickers, a little fake cockroach, little battery strap action. Yeah, some stuff, man. Some stuff. Some good stuff to have. Okay. Let me just get this mushed together here, and then I will start adding some more folks to the wheel. And... okay, here we go. Scroll. It was Mustang Pilot 1. Oh my god, and it almost just disappeared forever. Okay. And there it is. Mustang Pilot 1's on the wheel, just because he specifically called out in his super chat. Again, huge thanks to Dustin Gable with the $5 super chat. And then it was a little bit of Ben T with the $5 super chat, and he joined Patreon. Samuel R. Rivera with the $5. He says, never give up. Thank you guys. Much, much, much appreciated. And now I'm going to come down. And, well, actually, let me see if I can really quickly just blitz through these. Yep, that's where I left off. And there's Super Lux hanging out. Toxic FPV says, what's your go-to for 1S LiPo charger? I use this silly little thing from Beta FPV, which has an XT30 plug on it. I'm sorry, XT60 plug. This is, and it's 3S or 4S. This is my way of keeping my, I have like 5 4S 1300s from when I used to be on 4S, and this is my way of continuing to use those batteries, because it's, yeah, you just plug them into this and away you go. I also like this because I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what I was going to say. It's gone. Letting it go. Moving on. Mark Kunoff says, I'm on a mission to make Ciotti laugh. Seriously laugh. Scroll. Neil Camera, you got to work harder than that, Mark. Neil Kamara says, you can look at my latest rip where I did lots of flips, crazy rolls. Is there a tuning issue that I'm looking for, Neil? Tristan says, I'd love to start my own YouTube starting FPV 2021, going over all my mishaps and where I went wrong. Do it, Tristan. I'll talk about it on here, as long as you remind me, since I don't remember anything. Mark Kunoff says, example of that lower camera angle on that last one. What do you mean, Mark? Are you messing with me, Mark? Aaron FPV says, recent Patreon patron not on the wheel. Aaron, I'm going to put you on this wheel, and if you tell me which tier you're on, I will put you on that wheel twice on our next giveaway. I will write you down on my impromptu whiteboard, which is the glass panels of these doors, and then I'll put you on the wheel twice. Sometimes Patreon doesn't update quick enough for people that... Well, I just now got the email from Patreon with your name saying that you signed up. So that's why you were on the wheel, but I'll make it right. I'll get you on the wheel twice. And then you said, never mind, I'm on there. Jeremiah Blackwell just joined the $10 tier. Hopefully, Jeremiah, you were on that wheel. If you weren't, let me know. We'll make it right. Scroll. Caught up on chat. Toxic FPV, you're on the wheel. Ben T, you're not, but now you are. And here we go. Ben T is getting in. Alec is already on there. I'm going to put him on there twice, because that guy is working for free. Dustin Gable, you are going on the wheel, sir. Oh my God, come on. Wheels with names. Wheels for friends. There we go. Eric Toft. I don't think I've seen that spelling before, but if I just sound it out, wasn't that hard? I've always wondered about that with my first name. You guys wouldn't believe the pronunciations that I've heard in my lifetime as to how A-H-R-E-N should be pronounced. I mean, you'd think that you would just sound that out and take the A and the H and go ah, and then take the R, the E, the N, and then you go Ren, and put them together and go Aren, and you'd be cool. But instead, I get Ahmed and Ahmeen and I don't know, man. I don't know. B-Man FPV with a $5 super chat. He says, hit me, brother. I can't reach you, so I'll put you on the wheel instead. Samuel Rivera says, I'll super chat again. Thank you, Samuel. He wants some cool stuff that's gonna help him out in a pinch, and he also wants Tweet FPV skateboard transmitter colored fantastic grip tape. That's the real star of the show, let's be honest. Silver FPV with a $5 super chat, leaving a comment giveaway. Thank you for that. Yarbs FPV says, I am an entrant. Indeed you are, Yarbs. William Barlow is getting in. We're going to put him on the wheel, and in a second I'm going to check my email for the PayPal. LVXAER says, let's go. Good luck to all. Happy New Year to all you lovely bastards and bastardettes, although we probably don't have any bastardettes watching. Mustang Pilot 1 was already on there. And the rules are that you can only go on the wheel once unless I say otherwise. So you're only on there once, Mustang Pilot 1. Hopefully you're cool with that. Airbender FPV with a $10 super chat. 5 of that goes to the wheel. 5 of that goes to beer for me. Airbender, if I don't specifically say that you can, hopefully you already know this, but if I don't specifically say that you can enter multiple times, you can't. Sorry, I know I've done that before, but yeah. Hopefully you're cool with that. If you're not, I can shoot you $5 back. That's no sweat. Scroll. And Huff19 is getting in on the action, as is Aaron FPV. He says that I rock. I don't know if I agree with him, but I'll take it. All right, we're going over to PayPal. And here we go. Getting mail. Checking mail. Daniel Maurer with a $5 PayPal. He goes on the wheel. And we've got Tyler Sherrard. T-Bird goes on the wheel. And Jeremiah Blackwell joins Patreon. That's just the next email in line. Copter612 edited his pledge. Copter612 found the secret tier. Cheers, Copter. Oh, a bunch of new patrons. Hey, Ben Thornton also joined Patreon. Thank you, Ben. Looks like Dustin Gable also jumped on board. Thank you, Dustin. Blandon Ray edited his pledge. Thank you, Blandon. Hey, Blandon. Nope, it's somebody else. I thought I had a package waiting for your address. And all right, I think I'm caught up on PayPal, but I think I saw some super chats. Yeah, Brad Anderson with a $4.99 super chat. You are going on the wheel, my man. And then Jason Crabtree is going to be the last one on the wheel before we give it a spin to see who wins a bunch of really cool stuff. Shout outs go to TweetFPV and Newbie Drone for sending over a box of goodies. And who else is Super Deluxe sent this Umagrip over. Shout out to him. Of course, FPV Exchange with their awesome SD card holder. And I think the rest of the stuff I picked up on. I look for like useful. I troll like all the clearance stuff and look for stuff that's like actually useful. That's how I get a lot of the super random like when I have like giveaway stuff that you're like, why the hell did he buy? Does he have that to give away? That's why. Ready? We're gonna hit shuffle a couple times, just because we don't trust the randomization. And good luck to all, and to all a good night. Yeah, it makes no sense. Oh my god, the wheel is so evil. It almost gave it to Alec, but it went past Alec and gave it to Aaron FPV. Congratulations. It's because your first name sounds exactly like mine that you have won. Aaron FPV, you've got some work to do. You've got to message tweetfpv at gmail.com. Or you can just message him like on Facebook or here on YouTube or Instagram, wherever. He's all over the place. Message him, tell him you won Ciati's giveaway and you have a so-and-so transmitter and your favorite color is so-and-so. There is a Ciati FPV purple and red glittery, and if I find out that you got any other color than that, I'll be very disappointed. But do whatever you want. But just make sure you get the right color. You don't want to disappoint me. I'm not... Oh, I don't even know it. I'm not a parent, so I don't know the... I'm not mad. I won't be mad. I'll just be disappointed. And then you got to do the same thing with me. Shoot me a message somewhere at Ciati FPV. Facebook is best for me. Instagram also works. Name. I need you to say, hey, this is Aaron FPV. Because I don't know you as anything else quite yet. So say, hey, this is Aaron FPV. Because that's what I'm writing on your bag here. And that's what I'm going to be searching my Facebook messages for. So make sure you call that out. Make sure you say, hey, it's Aaron FPV from YouTube. I won the thing. Here's my address. Here's my email address. If you're outside of the country, here's my phone number. And yeah, I'll ship you some stuff. Congratulations, everybody. Thanks to all that support me. You guys are the goddamn best. Back into the chat we go. Who's got more questions? Who's got more topics? What are we talking about? If you guys want like the biggest, craziest Q&A session ever, yesterday's stream. Holy cow. Yesterday's stream was pretty much like 4 hours straight, I think, at one point, of like pretty much back-to-back Q&A. We talked about all kinds of good stuff yesterday. So yeah, check Sim Sunday out from yesterday. And then we had a fun little freestyle Velocidrone sim session. And I fumbled around with yo, your boy Ciati FPV every once in a while is a very smart person. So the issue that I was having with this little transmitter yesterday was that it was moving all around in my hands because I'm trying to pinch with it. I'm not gonna do the thumb thing. I'm not gonna do it. And you can pinch with this. Like you can I'm kind of like hooking my index fingers up here, and then you just have to make sure that the biggest problem with pinching is the top of the. They shouldn't have raised this plastic here. They should have left the top of this flat, because what happens is when you're pinching, your index finger hits this raised part of the plastic first before you get to full throttle. So I have to constantly take my index finger and raise it like that, so it's all the way up on the top, which is not a bad thing, but I'm gonna stop fondling this and getting my hand juices all over it. And when the Tweed FPV grips show up on whatever the next stream is, I will fly this thing in Velocidrone, and then I'll put the grips on and I'll fly it again, and we'll head to head and see if, because this is I think this is kind of like the perfect example of a transmitter that's going to really benefit from Tweed FPV's grip. It's got no way of putting it on a lanyard. It's like, it's round, it's small, yeah. So that's going to be super cool. Scrolling up. But I think I'm good to go. Yeah. T-Bird calling out that he sent the 5 on PayPal. We got Super Deluxe confirming that the Newbie Drone lanyard is the softest, most luscious thing ever. Mark Kunoff says, keep up the good work. I will, Mark. God damn it, I will. Alec Dvornik says, is Newbie Drones really the best? I'm using the Universal Orlando one. I prefer the Broken Prop Crew lanyards because they have cooler designs on them. But if I was going to pick a lanyard on comfort, I think it would be the Newbie Drone one. It's I don't know, man. It's just this material that's very pleasing. LCVFPV says, old MacBook chargers work great as a power supply for those 1S chargers. Huh. I snap an XT60 on it and you're set. It's 16.8 volts on most of the older chargers I've used. No shit. That's pretty cool. Kristen and I both are like, we're always fighting for laptop chargers because we both have 5 to 10-year-old laptops that use the same magnetic chargery things. I don't think I have any old... I don't think I have any old laptop chargers. I think we use... Oh, I might. And I know where it is, too. And I've been meaning to clean that closet out. Good call, LCV FPV. That's super super helpful. I would love to have a hardwired power source for that thing. Alec Dvornik says, 108 people. Sure, we have at least one lady in the chat. Alec, the ratio is, and I think it can't go any farther than this, but it's 99.5% to 0.5% is the male to female on my analytics, and I think it's not like 99.9 because I think that I don't think that they do more than 0.5%. You know what I'm saying? It's Lilithium is really the only one that comes through, and I don't think I've seen her yet tonight. Remy Sim says no beer money, you need healthcare, but beer is healthcare. It's mental healthcare. Not for me. All it is for me is a goddamn stomach ache. Mustang Pilot with the picture of a beer. Jeremiah Blackwell says, yeah, wasn't on the $10 wheel. All right. Jeremiah Blackwell. So Jeremiah, all I do is I go to Patreon and I click a button that kicks everybody out that's currently active. So get with Patreon to figure out why you're not on the wheel, because basically you're not coming up as active on their system, and I'm gonna put you on the wall, Blackwell, and you're on the $10 tier. So where's my YouTube? Here it is. Jeremiah Blackwell, $10 tier. All right, man, you are good to go. Sorry, something's going on with Patreon. I don't, you know, they don't let me see any of that stuff so that, you know, I don't steal your guys' credit card numbers. They don't trust me. Airbender says, that's cool, brother. You deserve the extra $5. I appreciate it, Airbender. Scroll. Alec Dvornik says, I just purchased Ciati purple grips, so it's sort of good that I didn't win. You're going to love them, Alec. They are, I didn't understand them until I put them on my radio, and then I was like, oh, it doesn't slide around in my fingers as much. Jeremiah Blackwell says, iFlight Beast H7. Thoughts? It's awful expensive, and I am still not on board with the AIO thing. They seem to be not all that durable, and if anything fails, the whole thing is shot. And those two things are kind of rough, right? Like, if they were totally bulletproof, it'd be one thing. If they were totally bulletproof, I still might not be into it, because I still don't like the idea of a MOSFET failing and the whole thing having to go. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, they're not much lighter than a 20x20 stack. That's the thing. Also, having all the components on one board, it just gets a lot harder to manage electrical noise and garbage. So, yeah, I mean, I think that a 20x20 stack is a much better idea, especially like with frame design. Like the way that frame design is, 20x20 stacks just kind of fit better, right? Like the 26.5 by 26.5 size turned 45 degrees is like crazy to me. I don't know. T-Bird.FPV says only 6 thumbs up. If there aren't more than 6 thumbs up, I'm gonna drive to your house and poop on your roof. Go-Kart Mozart says that PCB antenna is stuck to the inside front, and your banana fingers are gonna cover it. That's why I swapped mine. How dare you call my fingers banana fingers? So it's up. I guess it's up there in the front. Were you getting fail safes with it? I'm not gonna use it for like anything other than just shenanigans. So I'm probably just gonna rock it the way it is, unless it fail safes all over the place, and then I'll have to do it. Wood and props. That's a good one. On the light radio, try adjusting sticks up higher. Oh, that's a good idea. I tried to put these little stick ends that are my only item that I have for sale on FPV Exchange, by the way. Which I was able to list them for sale in like 1 second because FPV Exchange makes it so simple. Yeah, I tried putting these things on, but they wouldn't work. So they're still for sale. They won't work on a QX7. T-Bird FPV ordered 2 sets of grips. He left a message. Are we caught up on the chat? What? No. XJet. Is that really you, XJet? Is that you? I don't believe it. I don't believe it's the real XJet. I'm a skeptic at heart. Hit me with the questions. I didn't. I don't have anything planned for tonight. It is 11:30 already, though. It would be cool to wrap one of these streams up in 2 hours. First time for everything. Is that really you, XJet? Is it? It is. Welcome, XJet. I checked you. Okay. Welcome, dude. Thanks for coming to my pokey little motoring show. Oh wait, no, that's Top Gear. Thanks for coming to my pokey little live stream. How much shit did you get for that video that you just you put up a couple days ago? I saw you put the video up and I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen. And like 5 minutes later, I'm on Facebook and everybody's just freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, guys, take it easy. Holy crap. All right, XJet now shows up in blue because he's famous. What else we got? What's up with your thumb? T-Bird FPV says. Oh yeah, I have a llama on it. I don't know why. Kristen had Kristen yesterday had a sheet of llama stickers, and I said, "Give me one of those." I put it on my thumb. I have no idea why. No, I'm leaving it. Any chance of using the new black box overlays? Rob Oxison asks. You mean the fancy new stick thing? I was hoping that nobody would like ask that. It's not. Showing you guys my sticks is not easy. I know that you want to see my sticks, but I've never done it because there's just not like a slick way. Yeah, there's just not like a super slick way of doing it. I'm not going to do it. I don't do... It would be nice for you guys to see it on the one battery review videos. I haven't ditched the one battery review videos. It's just been miserable here in Atlanta, and I have not flown in like months. So yeah, the one battery reviews are coming back. I know you guys went bananas and absolutely love those. So yeah, they're coming back for sure. I just need to start flying again. I also haven't been able to find the time to fly, to be really honest, with the holidays and yeah, in trying to do this full time and really make it work, I've had to really put my head down, and flying doesn't make me any money. You know what I mean? So, and I've done a lot of flying. I've flown thousands and thousands of batteries over the last 4 years. So, I can take a little bit of time off. I won't forget how to do it. I really wish that there was a better way. I want to do it, but the slickest way right now seems to be to put black box into the lowest resolution, basically mode, and just have black box running all the time, because I'm just not gonna remember to turn it off and on. And then when I get back, I have to plug the rig in. I can only plug it into the laptop because the black box thing doesn't work on my old tower that I stream from. So I have to plug it into the laptop, and then I have to do the thing, and then pull the black box log files, and then I don't even know if that application is Mac. Not application, but whatever the thing is that makes the fancy stick overlay. I don't even know if it's Mac compatible. I gotta run it through that. So it's like, I would probably rather. I have an old like GoPro Hero 1 in my bag on a chest rig thing. I think it would literally be easier for me just to put that on and just point it at my actual transmitter. So maybe that's what I'll do. I know you guys want it. I was hoping that nobody would ask. I don't know. Yeah, I know it helps. Sometimes it's don't. Here's my question for you guys though. Don't I fly smooth and slow enough where you can tell what's happening? Or am I still too thrashy? Are there still things that I do and you're like, how the hell did he do that? I guess I was sort of hoping that I flew in a way that it was just easy to tell if I was yawing or pitching or rolling. Sort of just, just sort of, I guess I'm just sort of willing things into existence at this point. Alec Dvornik says, can you explain the P, the I, and the D in the simplest way, and how you make sense of PID loops? For those of you that are on my Patreon page, Alec, I still have to figure out a way to get you on there. I will figure out a way. If I have to literally send you $30 a month via PayPal for you, because it doesn't look like I can't figure out how to get Patreon to let me add somebody for free. So I think I literally have to PayPal you $30 a month, but I will do that if that's what I have to do. On the Patreon page, I do have I think it's called, I'm looking it up right now, but I think it's called Quick and Dirty PID Tuning. It's in the Tech Talk section. So when you're on the Patreon page, all the way up at the very top, it'll say Tech Talk, and then live stream, and then flying, and then edit and PID. These are the tags that I leave on each one of the posts. So if you click Tech Talk, ooh, there's a PID one specifically. If you click the PID one, it looks like that's the 5th one over. Let me make sure I have it tagged in here. Oh, wait, here, you guys can see. There it is. Betaflight PID sliders. The quick and dirty method. So yeah, this is a really good method. This is a really nice visualization of what P and D does. This is kind of brilliant, but it is a little bit, you do have to look at it for a little bit. And then, all right, so yeah, it's just that quick and dirty one. I thought, and I might have something on here talking about the specific PI and D. So yeah, for all of you lovely patrons, you've got some stuff there for you. But yeah, let's talk about it. So, the easiest possible way for me to explain it, this is not a technical explanation. This doesn't cover all the bases. This leaves a bunch of stuff out. But this explains it this is the way of explaining it that I would have killed a kitten to have someone tell me in the first like 2 years of my flying. All right, so this is not the perfect explanation. I swear to God, if you tell me no, but this is I'm gonna attack you with a shovel. It's not about that. This is about getting a general, broad understanding of what P, I, and D do. Ready? P. Power. That's all you have to remember. Power. Okay? Stop thinking PID loop. Just remove PID loop from your brain and replace it with error correction. Because that's what it is. That's all the PID loop actually is. It is error correction. When it's flying, and what it wants is no error. And no error is this thing floating with no motion, just pointing dead ahead. Unfortunately, here on Earth we have gravity, so when that's happening, it's falling. But no error means this thing is just giving you a perfectly crisp view of whatever you're looking at. It's not wobbling, it's not rotating, it's not pitching, it's just frozen in space, falling to the ground because of gravity. The P gain is how much power you're giving the error correction loop. Steele uses the word authority. The word authority makes a lot less sense than the word power, in my opinion. So yeah, how much power are you giving the quad, right? The quad has a flight controller on it. You're putting that P gain value into that flight controller, and then you're unplugging from Betaflight. So you're telling this quad, I'm giving you X amount of power for your roll, your pitch, and your yaw that you can use as error correction. So when this rig is flying through the air and the wind hits just the left front, and the wind wants to pull the left front down, the error correction is running at either 4 or 8,000 times a second. That's what 4K or 8K mean in the config tab when you dial in for your PID loop. So at a minimum, 4,000 times per second, this thing is trying to see error being introduced to the system. In this case, we're talking about wind. So in 1/4,000ths of a second, it's going to see this arm start to move, and it's going to go no, and it's going to power that motor back up. That's going to be imperceptible, all right? If you have your P gain set at, let's say, 10, you're giving it 10 points of power. If it gets a big gust of wind, 10 points of P gain is probably not going to be enough, and you're going to get a big uncommanded bobble because you haven't told the error correction that it can have enough power. The reason I explained that, I can easily just skip past that, but you kind of don't want to put the P gains too high. Like if you then took that rig and flew it in like space where there is no wind, it would kind of be fine in that scenario, right? But there are a million other scenarios that affect it. So if that was the case, you went out and you flew it and it was all bobbly in the wind, you'd come back and you'd add P gain. You would add power that you're allowing the quad to access. It's outside of your sticks. It's outside of everything else. You're literally just telling the quad how much of the propeller power, of the motor power, of the system's power it's allowed to use. If you turn that number up too high, it's going to be like very nervous is one way to think about it. And it's just going to be like, and what can happen is it'll have a little bit of a mid-throttle oscillation or vibration, or there's all kinds of wacky things. So it's not just like, well, fuck it, I'll just put the P gain at 1,000,000, right? I want it to have all the power. You don't want it to have all the power. You want it to have a very specific amount of power that it can handle. Easiest way to think about I is I doesn't really need tuning, so just ignore it. I know that sounds like a total cop-out, and it is, but I haven't had to tune I in like 2 years. And every time that I have tuned I in the last 2 years, I can't tell the difference. iTerm Relax dumps off the accumulated eye gain, and it allows the tuning of eye to be really like kind of aggressive. Betaflight has upped the multiplier behind the scenes. So like in Betaflight 4.2, we have more eye gain than we've ever had before, but we don't even know it because they didn't even bother to change the numbers that we see because they didn't need to, because iTerm Relax works really well. So yeah, eye gains, just don't touch them. They're you don't need to touch eye gain. It's fine. It just works. D-gain is the shock absorber in a car. The other name for a shock absorber in a car is a damper. D-A-M-P-E-R. In the motorsports world, that's what we refer to shocks as. We refer to them as dampers. And that's exactly what it does. It damps the movement of primarily the P-gain. The P-gain you can think of as the springs in the car. And then the D-gain you can think as the shocks in the car. So I talked about how if you just put the P-gain really high, it's going to go bananas. It's going to be very nervous. The D-gain is going to actually damp that. So for example, right, if you put the P-gain really high and you put the quad into a roll, when you want it to stop that roll, it's going to see that as error. And if you have like a shitload of P-gain in there, it's going to stop really hard and it's going to bounce back the other direction because you've given it too much P-gain. Well, the D-gain is a part of the solution. Not having too much P-gain is a part of the solution, but a bigger part of this, a better solution is adding D-gain so that when you tell it to stop, there's a damping force to slow it to a stop. So here's the easiest thing to do with P and D gain. If you're not using D-max and D-min, you're going to move your P gain up twice as much as your D gain. This isn't a hard and fast rule, and I actually that's a safe thing to do. The safe thing to do is if you add 2 points of P gain, add 1 point of D gain. You'll notice that the stock values are kind of there already. If you're using D-min and D-max, and all D-min and D-max is a way of breaking out a single D-gain value into a single D-gain value that's in the middle into a low value and a high value. And the software moves the D around as it needs it. So when you're just cruising straight, it's going to run a nice low D gain and you're not going to get any motor heat. But then if you snap around in the prop wash, it's going to raise the D gain up really quickly so that when you're in that prop wash, you can have a really high D gain, which will crush all the prop wash out. And then as soon as but what happens is the motors can get hot. A ton of D gain will produce motor heat. But what's nice about D-max and D-min is that you only have a ton of D-gain when you're in the situation where it's needed, and then the value drops right back down and your motors cool back down. If you're using D-min and D-max, you can raise D-max right along with P-gain. And you can actually even those two values out. The sliders are a great method, but I don't use the sliders anymore because it's not all that hard. So like for example, if you were to add 10 points to P-gain, you can add 10 points to D-max and then add 5 points to D-min. Treat the D-min like the regular D-gain and move the D-min up half as fast as P-gain. But yeah, the D-max you can be really aggressive with. On most of my rigs, the D-max is higher than the P-gain. You could never do that on any other, like, that's just unheard of, other than maybe like in Tiny Whoops. But yeah, in rigs with power, there's no way that you can get that much D-gain in only the situations that you need it, other than having the D-min and D-max set up. And I don't know, I hear all the time like, that's too confusing, and I just have to sit here like, what's so confusing about it? Like, the stock values are really good. If you want more, make the number higher. That's all. If you make the number higher, and the rig flies all jacked up, turn it back down. That's all. If you need to tune your filters, just use the sliders. You move the sliders, well, for you guys, you move the sliders this way for more filtering if your motors are hot. You move the sliders this way for less filtering if your motors aren't hot and you want less latency. This movement of like, I'm too dumb to tune, or I can't understand tuning, or it's not as hard as people make it out to be. I swear to God it's not. And now that you can do all the tuning in the OSD, like, if you're out flying and your rig is being weird, land it. Go into the OSD, do something to the PIDs, take back off and see if it's better. If it's not better, if it's worse, do the opposite. If you don't notice a change, make more of a change. Keep making more of a change until something happens. That's how I learned how to PID tune. Like, literally, just go. And I didn't have OSD. I used to have to walk back inside 3 or 4 times a battery. I would walk back inside as quickly as I could, plug in, because I didn't want to forget what weird behavior the rig was doing. Plug it in, launch Betaflight, hurry up, change, add 5 to P, and go back out again. It's not that hard. I swear to God, guys, it's not that hard. It really isn't. You're gonna be able to figure it out. And worst case scenario, you go into the OSD, you change a bunch of stuff, you don't know where it was at. Just re-flash back to stock, or just ask one of the other guys what the stock values are, and you just put it back into Betaflight, put them back to stock, and start all over. Do that a couple times, and you'll go, oh, well, this is easy. The P gain is like power. The D gain is like the shock on a car. The filters are filters. Yeah, it's just play with it. That's what she said. Jason Crabtree says, when are you going to finish the Cinesplore? On Whoop Wednesday. That's one of the things that we're going to do. That's what I should have done tonight. 11:49. Let me see where the chat's at. Ruby Tim says, how does Bardwell do stick overlay? He does it the way that I just described, with Black Box. Alex Vortic says, I'm still on the $10 tier. No worries. Oh, Alec, you joined? You didn't have to do that. Oh, God. Man swallows own tongue live on stream. Chokes to death. Live at 5. Richard says, would 1202.5 motors be good on the R3D Whoop Ion 3-inch? And which KV? 6,000 or 11,500? Always the higher KV, Richard. With motor scaling in the PID tab in Betaflight, always just buy the highest KV. You can always turn the power down, but you can't turn the power up without going to a higher voltage battery, and that's not always the solution. So yeah, always just get the highest KV motors that you can. Definitely in this case, 6,000 KV is way, way, way too low. But yeah, for all you guys, I really, like, I'm never buying another motor. I'm never not buying the highest KV of another motor again. I've tested motor scaling for over 6 months now, probably closer to a year, and it has not skipped a beat. I have head-to-headed it, rigs with it, rigs without it. I've tested every element of it that I can possibly imagine, and it's been absolutely perfect. And it's a really big deal. Like, the first time that while you're flying, you remember that you can do this, and you land, and for whatever reason you decide while you're flying that you want more power, and you land and go boop, boop, whoop, and take back off with more power. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's real nice. It's real nice. Drone Pilot says, I say... Wait, did I get both parts of that question? Oh. Would 1202.5 motors be good? 1202.5. It's going to be a little anemic with those motors. 1303s are a better choice for really lightweight 3-inch props, bi-blade 3-inch props. You could probably get away with it though. If you don't, like, if you already have the motors, you could, yeah, I would stick with them if you already have them. If you don't have the motors yet though, I would not go with those motors. I would definitely go to a 1303. They're just going to perform a lot better in that particular use. Drone Pilot says, I say adjust all down from defaults first, and then adjust I first, then P with a little D adjustment. So in order IPD, the way I think is I need to get there. P power, D dampen, D dampen it. LOL. Yeah, Drone Pilot. That's like the full proper tuning method. If you guys were to tune like a 10-inch rig or like something that's totally off the reservation, that would be the full process that you would need to do. Realistically, if you're not building something that's totally ridiculous and off the wall, the factory iGains are more than enough. You can just focus on P and D. For whatever reason, when I was new, iGain would just totally confuse me and just made me like super uncomfortable, and I wouldn't tune because I just didn't understand it. I've found in teaching people how to tune that if I just get them to focus on mainly on P gain, and then just tell them to like raise the D max with the P gain, it takes a lot of the fear and the uncertainty and the doubt out of them, you know, actively changing these values, which is, you just have to do, like, the only possible way to learn this shit is to just change the values. You can have 80 different people explain it to you. The problem is you process your flying and it's you just have to do it. I don't know why. You just have to do it. You just have to change these values and see how it reacts. I don't know. I don't know why. You just do. Wooden Props to the $14.99 super chat. Dude, thank you so much. He says, thanks for all your knowledge sharing. My pleasure, Wooden Props. Thank you for supporting my dream and hanging out. You're the man. Scroll. Drone Pilot says, and there it is. D is dampen, as I said earlier. YouTube did the thing. Also says, so in car terms, I equals suspension size, P equals stiffness of the springs and sway bar, D equals shock absorbers. I equals suspension size. Like the size of the throw, basically. Yeah, I can see that. Tuner Taxi FPV says, can I just send you my quad to tune? You can, I guess, Tuner, but there's... Yeah, I mean, I would rather teach you how to tune, because if you send me your quad to tune, and I tune it, and then I send it back to you, if you crash, the tune that I have on there is fucked, and it's not going to be good anymore. I'm probably going to back you, I'm probably going to talk to you about that and say, hey, do you crash? Like, that's one of the things that we go over when I work with you on the tuning through Fiverr, is like, where do you fly? How do you fly? How often do you crash? How often do you replace motors? How often do you check that your motors are balanced? Stuff like that. And if you're somebody that I think is going to beat the rig up, I'm going to back my tune off so that when you do crash, that it doesn't explode. But yeah, in working together with you to tune it remotely, you're going to learn a lot. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Like, I don't I don't just want to get you guys good stuff. I want to work together with you guys. Like I want you guys to be a part of this with me. So yeah, you can totally just send it to me and I'll tune it, but you'll get a much better experience if you work together with me and we just talk through it for a half an hour. So it's up to you, either or. You I'm assuming have fingers and a mouse, so you'll be able to do all the same things that I can do if you send it to me. The only difference will be, you know, if you send it to me to tune, I'm gonna fly a couple batteries on it. But yeah, it's more straightforward than you guys think. I promise. Alex says, thank you for all that. I'm trying to wrap my head around all of it, and that helped. I run stock very happily, but the day will come soon where I push those sliders. Yeah, using the sliders is great, but I gotta be honest, man. Like, use Dmax and Dmin, turn your advance and your... here, I'll show you. I'll give you guys like 90% of of what makes my tune my tune. Oh, come on. There we go. So you're going to come in here, and you're going to take this Dmin, gain, and advance, and you're just going to zap these up to 50. If you want more smoothness out of your flying, you're going to take this feed forward transition, you're going to move it to 1. If you want even more smoothness, you're going to take these feed forward numbers and you're going to move them down to 5, 10, and 40. And here's what you're going to do. If you fly your rig and you're not happy with how locked in it is, you're going to take this. Hold on. Oh, fuck. What did I just do? There we go. You're going to take your, first of all, we're going to make these round numbers. Just because. You're going to take your roll, if you're on 6S, nah, fuck it. This will work for 6S and 4S. You're going to take your roll P from 40 to 50. You're going to take your pitch from 45 to 55. You're going to take your yaw from 30 to 40. You're going to take your Dmax from 35 to 45. You're going to take your Dmax pitch from 40 to 50. You're going to take your Dmin from 20 to 25, 22 to 27. See what I did there? I added 10, 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 I added 5, I added 5. That's it. And if you go up and you fly it and the motors aren't hot, you can do that again. You can move this up to 60, and to 65, and to 50, and to 55, and to 60, and to 30, and to 32. And you can go fly again. That's kind of it. It's really that simple. I-term relax. You're going to always move that cutoff from 20 down to 10. That's important. Filters. If you want more filtering, as it says here, you're going to move the filters to the left. Basically, if your motors are getting hot, you're going to move these guys to the left. The default is right in the middle. If you're going to start moving them to the left, move them all the way down to 0.8. Make a significant change so that, yeah, so that you can actually tell a difference. This is how you handle motor heat. If your motors are getting hot, you move these to the left. If your motors aren't getting hot, you can leave these at 1. They perform really well at 1. If you want more of like a safety net, leave these at 1. If you want a little bit better prop wash handling, move these up to like 1.2. And then if the motors still aren't getting hot, you can move them up to 1.4. As you can see, it starts to give you cautions. And that's it. There is a whole other deeper level of tuning that you can get into with Betaflight, but you really don't need to. And I think that deeper level of tuning is what turns a lot of people off. Like, a lot of people think that, like, oh, well, if I can't tune Betaflight to the absolute max, then I'm just not even going to run it. But then what confuses me is those people then go and install EmuFlight and they don't do any tuning. And it's like, so it's either none, it's right, it's like, let's find a middle, like there is a middle ground. Like a whole bunch of us live in this middle ground and our shit flies amazing. I can fly like 2-3 minutes with an entire blade missing on a propeller. Like, for example, if I'm flying unrecoverable and I break an entire blade off, I can fly home. Can't do that with Kisser Flight 1. Sorry. It's a big deal. It's just tune. You guys got this. I know you guys can. I know you guys are afraid of it, but don't be. It's not that bad. You're not just gonna instantly. Okay. You're not, as long as you keep an eye on motor temperature, on motor heat, you're not going to cook anything. I've mentioned that a couple times. That's important. When you make any of these changes and you go fly, you arm your quad, you let it hover for like 5 or 10 seconds, you listen for any craziness, and you land it, and then you go up and you touch the motors with your little fingers. And if the motors burn the shit out of your fingers, the motors are too hot. If the motors don't burn your fingers and you can take the motor and touch it and like keep touching it and not go, ah! You're fine. That's all. That's it. That's all. You Tuner Taxi says, you assume wrong. I don't have a computer, but I do have fingers. Forgot about that. Yeah, okay. How are you talking? Okay, phone. Right. I forget. I'm old, Tuner Taxi. I'm of the generation that like the internet is on computers. It still hasn't hit me that we have these handheld computers that can go on YouTube. Well then, yeah. If you have no way of getting into Betaflight, absolutely send it. Message me somewhere and I'll give you my info and you can send it. Not a problem. Drone Pilot tunes his heavy 7-inch rigs. He needs to adjust I, but anything smaller I don't care, and I leave it at defaults, to be honest. Tristan says, I'm using Fat Shark Dominator V2s. How much am I missing out by not upgrading, and what would you do in my position? Wait for a good digital system? Dominator V2s, I feel like the only thing that you're missing with Dominator V2s is field of view. If I were you, I would start trolling the Facebook Marketplace and FPV Exchange and all the different used spots for either HD3s so that you get a little bit more field of view, and they'll be really cheap, or HDO2s. To be honest, I would do HD3s. You're gonna get a crazy deal on HD3s. They don't look as good as the OLED screens, but they also don't not give you the information that you need to fly. As a pilot, I don't think you will be any better with HDO2s than with HD3s. But with HD3s, you'll probably spend at least $100 less, and you can put that $100 towards a rapid fire or any number of other things that'll actually make you a better pilot or allow you to fly more, right? Buying more motors to replace and stuff like that. Speedy B, yeah, that's true. Okay, so Tuner Taxi, you already used Speedy B. All right. I didn't want to suggest something that would require him to buy stuff, right? Because Speedy B doesn't just magically hook up. You got to buy the little dongle or the wait, no, I guess on a whatever. Yeah, you can do the pit tuning in Speedy B for sure. I've done that a bunch. I have the little dongly thing. Richard says the 1303s that I find have 2mm shafts. I was having an issue finding 2mm biblade props. I saw a video that used a jig to turn the drill out 1.5 to 2, but I can't find that tool in stock. Richard, okay, I'm glad you asked me this. There are not many motors that have 2mm shafts above the bell. That's very rare. And those are the only motors that you would need a 2mm propeller, a 2mm center hole propeller. Most, I would say like 98% of motors are going to have a 1.5mm shaft above the motor bell and a 2mm shaft below the motor bell inside where the stator is. And that's a good thing. That's the way that's what you want. What motors? 1303. I don't know of any 1303s that have a 2mm shaft up above the motor. But double check like the listing. The listing should specify if it's a 2mm above the motor bell and it requires a 2mm prop. The item description should tell you that. Like it should make that pretty clear. I would hope, because otherwise, that's the oddball. Like 2mm above the bell is like a super oddball thing. So yeah, there you go. Greg Womack says, what about the 1202.5 by RC and Power? You suggested them, but if I need to go to 1303, will that work on the Nameless RC N47? What is that? Nameless RC N47. Oh, 2.5-inch toothpick. So on a 2.5-inch prop, 1202.5 would be completely fine. Yeah. Yep. 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 Do it. Speedy. Fly with Bluetooth adapter works good with the SpeedyBee app. That's super cool. Toxic FP says, since you have tried SharkBite, which I haven't, would you buy it? I'll let you know soon, Toxic. I finally last week got the longer cable that I need. I just need to get it swapped into a Glide, and then I'll be able to give you guys some feedback. The feedback that I've seen so far is not promising. It looks like it's locking up a good amount for people, but we'll see. I'm really hoping that it's going to be good, because I just don't see DJI working for Tiny Whoops, and I also don't want to have to carry 2 different sets of goggles. That's crazy. So yeah, my fingers are crossed, but I have a feeling I'm going to be disappointed. I've yet to see anybody that's just like, yeah, this is great. And that scares me, but we'll find out. Tiago says you can use an OTA cable. No need to buy that dongle, at least in Android world. I'm missing out, man. I'm an iPhone guy. I'm missing out. Drone Pilot says fly with V2 Bluetooth, that is. And the last comment of the night by Drone Pilot is, I use TBS on my DJI goggles and it works fine. With the big crazy thing, I'm assuming. Yeah. I don't know. DJI, I'm not into the DJI goggle thing yet. Maybe I will be someday. Thanks for hanging, lovelies. FPV Cycle does have a 1303 with 2mm above the bell. If I didn't make it obvious, don't buy, in my opinion, motors that are 2mm above the bell. It limits you to like one prop option, and it's just a pain in the ass. Yeah. Drone Pilot says, Digipad adapter. Ruby Tim says, great stream tonight. Thanks. You guys are certainly welcome. I thought this stream sucked, but it's not my opinion that counts. Yesterday's stream was just like gnarly and crazy, and it was just total chaos, and I like chaos. So compared to yesterday, we did all right. We did okay. I wish I'd planned something. We actually had time for a change to work on some stuff. I'm gonna go play Gran Turismo, and I'm gonna stream it because there's a GT3 or Group 3 they call it. There's a Group 3 race at Monza, and I really like Monza as a racetrack. So if you're on PS4 and you have Gran Turismo Sport, do the friend thing. I'm not good at it. Friend me. I'm Ciati FPV on there, and let's see if we can get into the GT Sport races together. That'd be fun. So yeah, there'll be a very unprofessional, shittily mic'd stream in about a half an hour on here of me playing Gran Turismo badly. So if you want to watch that, if you want to watch a man curse and scream because he knows how to do all these things in the real world and spent like 8 years teaching students how to drive really fast, but can't make his goddamn thumbs do it on a PlayStation 4 controller, you're going to have a good night tonight. Thanks for hanging, guys. CiatiFPV.com has a million ways you can support me. There's some stuff down here that you can click if you'd like. I'll never know if you don't. Have an awesome night. Here's some flying. Some more bridge flying. I don't know what rig this is with. I don't know. I should have taken better note. Ooh, Acrobat at the bridge. Yeah, Acrobat bridge flying. That's fun. I don't know what motors were on it. Let's see. We started the stream off with 5-inch at bridge. We're going to end it with 3-inch at bridge. That's not gone well. What? How is it so far out of focus? Oh, that's not the bridge. That's the park next to the bridge. Oh. No. I can tell it was on the 1606s. I'm not going to play that for you. That rig flew like a bag of smashed assholes on those motors. Hero 7 testing? What's this? Hero 7 testing? At the bridge? Alright. Maybe it's good. Let's see. See what I got for you guys. 2019. Oh, I was streaming. Look at this. Watching an old stream of the new stream of the old stream. Oh, my computer's not gonna be able to handle this. Okay, so much for that. Hang on. I'll find something for you guys. Bridge jams. That's good. These are marked red. That means that I wasn't flying like a total buffoon. Here we go. Bridge jams. I'm gonna find a little bit of music. No, we're gonna send you out with April almost there because that's how it works around here. Thanks for hanging, people. I will talk to you guys on Whoop Wednesday. And there's also probably going to be a Patreon-only stream tomorrow. God knows what time it'll be. Goodbye. Bye.